And now it's time to proceed to the last floor. I also just realized something about low turn counting the Tower of Ruins and... Oh, hey, yeah, we unlock Reeve immediately because he's the reward for killing 200 enemies, so... Yeah, here's Reeve. He comes with Aura Purge and a blue gem. Yay, we can use Reeve. Anyway, aside from Reeve's surprisingly high defense and HP for a bishop, his base stats are kinda bad. 14 magic on a level 16 bishop is pretty absurdly low. If you've been using any of the potential bishops that you get during the main story, any of them will be better than him by this point. However, Reeve is at the very least another user of Slayer in the Creature campaign, and considering that that gives you effectiveness bonus against 99% of all the enemies you'll be fighting, that's still a good thing. Something kind of amusing is that Reeve got his light rank buffed to S in the English version, which means that he can use the ultimate Sacred Tome of Ralston. Irony! So his stats might look good in comparison to Arthur's at this point, but he is level 16 already, so his stats aren't going to get much higher than that. Anyway, like I was saying, the thing about low turn counting the Tower of Ruins is that the enemy layouts being random would definitely mess with that, because some random layouts might be faster or slower than others. So, yeah, probably not a good idea. Let's just go ahead and put that back, and I'll finally follow my own advice and give, we only have 2 lockpicks left, but I'm going to give you the lockpicks. And now let's go ahead and check this map. So, yeah, things have suddenly got a lot trickier because the enemies are now all promoted. The final floor of the tower kind of seems like they intended for you to do it more so late game / post game. Also, Cyclopses, they have as enormous HP as always. Lot of Cyclopses, and Killer Axe in particular, although Battle Axe is also pretty scary. And also we have a Gorgon here that always has Shadow Shot, though this Gorgon only has Shadow Shot and Stone, so no Demon Surge. It's still pretty strong though. So it's going to be bombarding us with Shadow Shot from all the way up there. And we also have some Cyclopses and a boss Cyclops that always drops a random stat booster. So yeah, you'll always get a stat booster from this guy, but thanks to the way that... I mean, stats aren't that much lower than the basic Cyclopses. But yeah, you might recognize the top of this map, and in fact the bottom of it too. This is the exact map that Kalark and his crew attacked during the main story to break Freilia's Sacred Stone. So I really like that nice touch here, that we're finally actually fighting on this map. This map is also another FE6 callback, and I'll be talking about why once we actually get to it, but let me see. So we got that droppable gold, we got a Killing Edge, and a Killer Axe that we already know about, and that Angelic Robe. Droppable Brave Sword, that's really nice. I want to force you into using a ranged weapon and dying that way. Because getting a free Brave weapon is something I will definitely not pass up, and that's everything in terms of droppable weapons, so yeah. You want to be careful about the very edge ladders of this map. For reasons, let's just say. And you have to go through those edges to, annoyingly, this wall is too high for me to longbow that Gorgon. You have to go through these edges in order to reach the very top. But yeah, that top part is, like, that's right where the Sacred Stone was. I think I'm actually going to do something kind of silly here. Actually, first, probably a better idea to... Not really going to get much mileage out of that. I guess I can demo with Valdi, but no real reason to use Aura if I've got Vivaldi. So I'm going to just check the stats of... Okay, so 17 might, 90 hit, 5 crit, as compared to 15 weight, as opposed to 10 weight. Yeah, I'll keep Vivaldi. So main thing is, I'm going to go ahead and swipe Reeve's Purge Tome. So I have access to a long-range monster slaying attack, which you probably know who I'm going to be using that on. As for everyone else, I think I'm fine when it comes to weapons. Pretty sure I'm fine. Gotta be very careful of Mamie around that Shadow Shot, even though resistance is pretty good. Just gotta be a bit careful of Rachel here too. This map in general is stepping up the difficulty quite a bit compared to the earlier ones. Does Gilliam have any sword? No, he doesn't. And he's still at an E, so I have to use an iron sword if I want one on him. Probably rather use Kyle with his steel sword. There are a lot of whites that way. See, there are a few pathways we could take, but I'd probably rather just split up into 2 groups rather than 4. Although Arthur should probably try and purge snipe that Gorgon as soon as possible. Unfortunately, the furthest possible way that I can... Because I know that its range is equal to my range, thanks to the Shadow Shot being 10 spaces, just like Purge. But that's an impassable tile, so the closest that I could get and actually still hit you is there or there. Anyway, though... Yeah, I think this is how I'll do it, so let's go. Only 28 enemies here, but they're quite powerful, quite a lot more powerful than we're used to at this point. At least by tower standards. Let's go ahead and use that steel sword. Okay, crit 12. You still have a crit rate. Let's just hope that that doesn't come back to bite me. Just realized that Arto should go over a name he does, but yeah, Purge is pretty cool in the fact that it has monster slaying capabilities at extreme long range. Yeah, so you should probably go that way for the support. 26 attack. I have 23 defense, so might as well put him in your range. And while Marissa would do pretty well evasion-wise against those Cyclopses, she's not going to be doing very much in the way of damage, although activating Silencer against them would be pretty great. Anyway, like I said, we've got to be a bit careful of those far edges of the map. Oh, you have a Sword Reaver anyway. Probably should have equipped a Lance. This was actually the perfect path to send Gilliam down. This is the only time we're seeing Cyclopses in the entire tower. And they're still as big, durable tubs of lard as ever. Okay, you're going down that way. Just going to advance slowly and carefully here. Can't even double with lightning? Oh, wow, you definitely have got speed screwed. But I suppose... Yeah, so Ivaldi's not really doing all that much. I'm going to have to just give it a slight tab, although if that Cyclops crits, I'm in danger. That's probably the best damage that Kyle can muster at this point. Oh, and I crit. Okay. Now I can definitely get the kill by demoing Ivaldi. I think that Ivaldi looks pretty cool personally, so let's just show it. Please critical, that'd be amazing. Oh, no. I mean, it's actually not quite as cool as the Ultimate Light Tome in FE7, but I still like it. I like just the sound that, just the, like, kind of cracking glass sounds that it makes when each of those little flares light up. Okay, so no more Cyclops. Now let's just check. You have an Iron Blade, Toxin Lance. Don't think anybody here has a Restore Staff, so that's going to be kind of bad if someone gets poisoned. I'll just have to keep healing them. And as always, your Scratch Dagger has failed to do anything. This is the way that Bonewalkers and Whites walk up to and just scratch you with swords. I always found amusing. Okay, that's gone. Yeah, Kyle definitely needs healing. This Phantom will just go here. Maybe the Phantom will end up demoing something I kind of want to show here. Let's just see. Yeah, even that's not going to do really that much. I kind of want Gilliam to be on the front lines, though, so I'm not going to quite commit potential Silencer to this. Even though getting it on a Cyclops would be pretty... Also, Cyclopses have such a huge sprite that the spear point just completely vanishes into their fat. Let's just see what you... Okay, you're the one with the Killing Edge. And You have a killer bow. Okay, definitely don't want Rachel getting hit by that. Just gonna go for softer standard spells here. Just to not quite kill off that Cyclops, because I don't want Rachel getting shot by a killer bow. And everyone else would just kind of stay where they are. Oh, maybe we'll, I guess, go here. So we might be seeing the gimmick of this map eventually, but not yet. Like I said, it's another one that's callback to FE6. I'm not getting the best level ups this run at the tower. Good thing this is my B team, I guess. Though I would have appreciated that if Tana, who was on my A team, actually got some much better level ups during the main story, because seriously, she got severely strength screwed. I should actually just mention something. You might be wondering why I didn't use Vanessa for my B team here. It kind of ended up working out that... Okay, yeah, there's the gimmick. But yeah, it ended up working out that I happened to end up with exactly 8 characters, so that was everyone who can fit on this team. But also just the fact that I felt that because I haven't trained Vanessa at all at this point, I kind of feel like if I want to use a Falcon Knight or like a Flyer that I haven't trained yet, I might as well just use Cyrene at this point, because Vanessa's completely untrained and Cyrene would just be kind of similar but with a lot less investment at this point. Everyone else, like for Namie, like I could have used Innes instead, but he couldn't be a ranger and I wanted to at least show a ranger, so yeah, that's kind of why. So anyway, Worm Slayer, and I should probably be talking about that thing that just happened. So that is the map's main gimmick, these arrows of light that shoot down the edge stairways of the map. I had a feeling that would hit. So these do, I believe, 10 damage to every unit caught in their path, ally or enemy. And they alternate between the right and the left sides of the map. So next time the arrow will shoot down from here. So I'm going to have the Phantom here just to demonstrate. What should I... Yeah, I think I'll just have Rachel finish this one and then advance into the breach with my tank. Taking this a little bit slowly, but the enemies have got quite a bit stronger here, so I'm being as cautious as I can. Haven't seen Gilliam critical with an axe yet, because the general axe critical animation is kind of cool as well. But yeah, this exact same gimmick with the arrows of light was also in FE6. The difference was that in FE6... just avoid that much. Trying to see if I can get away with doing that. I don't want to get hit by the killer bow, though. But yeah, in FE6, they'd shoot down from every potential stairway, rather than the back two. I could be wrong, though. It's been a while since I played that game. But I do remember that it was the side quest where you get the, funnily enough, considering what I'm demonstrating here, but the side quest where you get the ultimate light tome in that game. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. 37. Wow, that's a lot more might than I realized, and that's really, really bad. And I can't rescue him. I wish you had physics stuff. Okay, this is potentially really terrible. Oh, and I can't get you into range. So 30, wait, so that's, wait a minute, so that's 37, and you have exactly 7 resistance, so that's 30. Oh god, he has to dodge that. And there's no way that I can get you into position to... I should have paid attention, that was really, really stupid. I am really dumb. I could tempt fate here, but I'm not going to tempt fate here. I'm just going to wait for it to happen. Although, there is the very slight possibility that Gorgon doesn't move. I really doubt it, but it's at least possible. Now, please don't move. Okay, now, it could be that Gorgon doesn't move, but it also could be just taunting me. And speaking of taunting me, I'm not going to get that killing edge now, which is a shame. Because that's at least a little bit more valuable than another steel lance. Guess I can exchange that for a... Please don't move, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move, please don't move. I had a feeling you did 0 damage. Okay, it doesn't look like you move. But yeah, as you can see, enemies and allies alike take damage, and it can kill, as the Phantom just demonstrated. But yeah, it doesn't look like that Gorgon moves, which is a very good thing for me. Because I can do this, although this is just assuming that it works in the first place. Actually, wait, that's obviously not in range. Okay, so I can go up to here without getting... Actually, wait, no, I can't go there because that guy's moving, no, so I can go up to... there. Let me see if this is in range. Yes, it is, and that is definitely a kill, so let's go for that. You have been purged from this world, foul Shadow Shot user. Yeah, if that thing was able to move, Franz would almost certainly be dead now. Why are you not getting speed? You've got like a 45% growth in speed. Well, I mean, I managed to get speed through with Arthur in, you have a very similar name, with Arthur and Fates, who had a 50% speed growth, so I guess it's kind of to be expected at this point. Right, okay, I have 5 uses on that Javelin, that's fine. I mean, it still does a little bit of damage to Kyle, but... that's probably fine. Just need to make sure to heal, well, both Kyle and Franz eventually. Well, actually, Noel would level up after summoning another Phantom, so I probably don't need to have him fight here. I want that thing gone ASAP, so let's, that's just barely not enough. Okay, let's just go for 1 Gilliam hit here. Ugh, something told me that would miss. Something told me that would miss. You know how you sometimes just get a feeling? When you just know that something is going to miss? Yeah, I'm not going to take that risk if a critical actually kills. And I'm definitely not going to take that risk, so I'm stuck here again. Except this time, let's summon a Phantom down here, which will level you up. And you are gaining way more speed than you really should have. I kind of feel like Arthur should have that much speed at this point. But, yes, you're... Could have tried silencing that Gorgon as well. And that is exactly what I hoped you do, although you're probably not going to get doubled. Oh, you are getting doubled. Good. Great Knight having enough con to definitely be able to double with javelins without a penalty, which is definitely a good thing. And yeah, there's a, I think the Bone Walker normal critical has happened this playthrough, but Bone Walker... Oh, you stupid arrow of light, you stole my experience. But, yeah, the bow critical, I don't think, although we might have seen the bow critical earlier, but, yeah, that's what it looks like. They laugh at you. Okay, that one has a short spear. That's not the one that drops a brave sword. Also, I should stop equipping Purge. Otherwise, that could be disastrous if he ends up in range of enemy. Oh, he should have had so much speed in this, but then again, that was loot as well. Alright, so there's Battle Axe and Killer Axe. And then there's a Steel Lance, too. Although I'm pretty sure Carl is bulky enough to take even a possible crit. So yeah, let's go ahead and have Carl go here. And Arthur can probably use his, Slayer skill of Ultimate Doom to finish that Cyclops off. Slayer is so good against Cyclopses because they just have such enormous amounts of HP that beating them any other way is really impractical. So yeah, Arrow of Light went the other way last turn. I know that because it just stole my experience. So the Arrow of Light should be coming down here this turn. It's like they're kind of delayed initially and then they keep coming every turn. Okay, nice one. I was hoping you'd do that. Eat Censored Death. Yeah, remember when I said that enemies killed with Silencer give double experience? That's pretty much the proof right there. They give a lot of experience. Okay, now these things are considerably more accurate than their unpromoted brethren. Although not by much. Though I don't really like the idea of Rachel getting attacked by 4 of them in the same turn. Although I also don't like the idea of Marissa getting attacked by 4. That's the Brave Sword one. Right. Okay, so Steel Lance, Iron Blade. Equipping a Lance is probably the best recourse here. I'm going to go ahead and equip that, and then I'm going to go ahead and rescue you. Just because I really don't like the idea of that Brave Sword attacking Marissa. So let's give them something else to target. Okay, that's 24 damage on a crit. That's still a little bit dangerous, but not the worst it could be. Alright, let's see. The other one's probably going to end up using his Brave Sword. And this is exactly why Gilliam rescuing someone isn't that bad, except his hit rate is cut down a little bit because of the skill penalty. If only the Savior skill existed in this game. Savior was amazing in Path of Radiance, and Radiant Dawn 2. For those who don't know, the Savior skill, it negates the skill and speed penalty for rescuing someone, which was ridiculous on Tivan, because his stats were already absurd to begin with, so he basically just goes, picks up someone, and still remains an invincible juggernaut of destruction. And there's a useless Arrow of Light. I want to kill you while you still have the short spear equipped, because I really want to get that Brave Sword, but I also... That's a bad idea. Bad idea. Let's just do that. I mean, I could rush Rachel in and bank on her dodging all of them, but let me just see their dodge rates. Actually, wait a minute. 12 damage. 12 damage. Which isn't enough to kill her. Plus the fact that Noel can probably eliminate another one of them before, yeah, this might work. Gotta remember that Noel's defense is absolutely non-existent. But if Noel takes out this one... It's nice actually gaining decent amounts of experience. As you can see, the final floor of the Tower of Valni is worth substantially more experience than the earlier floors, but to me it's not really worth having to trek through the entire tower just to get to here as a good training place for higher level characters. You just might as well use the Ruins or even the Melkan Coast for that. Both of these have 100% hit rates, and Thunder has more crit, so I might as well go for Thun, and neither of them weigh her down, so yeah, might as well go for this then. Even if Rachel does get hit, she's in no danger of dying this turn. And she obviously did not get hit. Because she is a promoted Troubadour, and promoted Troubadours usually have enormous evasion in the series. Unfortunately, Elise was more of a glass cannon, and the fact that evasion got nerfed in Fates, and, yeah, she didn't really dodge all that often, but she did hit ridiculously hard. Ivaldi's not going to kill you, is it? Yeah, it's just barely not going to kill you. So I need to chip away at you with something. The problem with doing that is that someone is probably going to risk damage, because if I use anyone... 5 damage. Not doubling a Cyclops is also a very bad sign. So if you take 5, that'll leave you on... Yeah, that'll leave you on 47. Which is just enough. Oh, and she criticaled anyway, so that's a moot point. Yeah, so there is a single chest here. Just notice that. That chest... We'll get to that later. Oh, it's not quite enough for Shine. Any of you have long-range weapons? No, and no. Okay. But yeah, that chest always contains the same item. Still love the sheer irony of the fact that Reeve starts with an S rank in light magic, which means that he can actually use Ralston's ultimate light tome. I guess that's a semi-rare type of weapon. Would have rather to get the Killer Axe, but it's fine. That's a Toxic Lance. Might as well. So there aren't that many enemies left, really. Good dodging that, otherwise I'd have to deal with having to heal you every couple of turns. Yeah, these enemies are suddenly worth a lot more experience. That was a weird level. In general, my level ups in this entire run of the tower have been pretty weird. I've said that a few times, but... I mean, except for Rachel, she's been doing pretty well. I mean, though, her growths are so high that it's kind of impossible for her to get screwed. But, I mean, you know... I don't want to tempt fate like that, because it definitely does happen. Especially for people whose luck is as bad as me. Okay, good. Got rid of both of them. Speaking of having to heal every few turns, we'll have to deal with these arrows of light soon, and that's going to be annoying because we're almost certainly going to have to just... Notice how we have to sneak down these very narrow corridors, and unless you have a huge amount of movement, you're going to be tanking at least one arrow of light going through there, so that is kind of a problem. Okay, there's a Cyclops here. How's everyone over here doing in levels? They're all 5. Arthur is level 7. Wow, his magic is alright, but his speed is pretty low for a level 7. And you're only level 3, but it's kind of thanks to your, so... We got an arrow of light coming down there that turn, right? Yeah, I really want to heal Franz before he gets through there. Just go back to equipping that, and go ahead and heal Franz a bit. Obviously don't want to do that just yet. Actually... Maybe I can see if I can get lethality. Probably won't, but it'd be funny if I did. And pretty useful, because those things just have a huge amount of HP. I forgot about that! But getting rid of one extra enemy is definitely going to help going forward. Was expecting to have to shoot that thing after I came out of this narrow passage. You should be getting a little bit more strength, although that resistance is pretty decent. Okay, yeah, there's an arrow of light, so I'm going to have to deal with one on the other side this turn. Steel bow. Namie shoot... Oh, she's not quite out. Although she's still out of range of this thing, so even though we'll be getting hit by an arrow of light, we won't be getting hit by a physical arrow in the same turn, which would definitely result in disaster. Okay, there is a Horse Slayer up there. I need to be careful of that. How close are you to S bows? Because I've just realized that I haven't actually shown Needhogg. Even though I probably can't anyway now, thanks to me not bringing that and not having access to the convoy thanks to Ephraim not being here. Yeah, that's just a regular steal. I don't need to worry about criticals or anything like that. 17 and... yeah, okay, so... I'm pretty sure Silencer can still trigger even if you would do 0 damage normally. So, let's demonstrate that. Silencer's gonna have to trigger sooner or later. Oh, I just realized there's an enemy up there. That's probably alright. Yeah, that's just a normal critical. That's not gonna help. The sound of no damage normal critical is kind of funny, though. Like I said. Unless that was like a horse slayer or something. But it's not. Just imagining Rachel with the support would make her even more ridiculously unhittable. Like I said, Rachel's growths are so good, it's pretty difficult for her to get screwed. And everyone gets pierced. Very slowly. No, I mean, I could use some. Let's just try this again. There we go! Yes, it does work against things that you would normally not do damage to. Nice to know. And also, that double experience is going to be pretty amazing. But now she's lagging behind and she's the one who needs to get to the chest. And she has not gained a single point of strength at all, although her strength growth is pretty low, so that's kind of to be expected. She is really relying more on the lethality, death, and things like that. Let's go for this then. Okay, we're about to get hit by an arrow of light on the other side. Just gotta remember that. Horse Slayer, heavy. No, none of you have any ranged weapons, so I can kind of safely snipe you unless I miss both of these. Okay, good. I wasn't tempting fate there. So when I normally play GBA Fire Emblems, I usually don't prepare in advance for potentially missing hit rates above 70, but I have to now, because for some reason this game's RNG has started to hate me. Even though it never did before this. Just some kind of recording curse. I know one of you has a... but that's a hammer. And a devil axe, that's pretty powerful, gotta watch out for that. So like I said, we are going to be in danger of potentially arrows of light here, but Rachel can just go over here, and I know that she's getting a little bit over level, but I don't care because she's awesome. It's kind of thinking, depending on how good Rachel ends up from this run, I might even end up using her in the Lagdo Ruins a little bit. Just seriously, look at those stats. She might have some of, like, the most, like, average cap stats at level 20 of anyone in this game. And there goes another Phantom. Yeah, considering that Arrow of Light always hits, there's no way a Phantom can possibly survive it. And it does a flat amount of damage. It's not like those, yeah, right, one of them is a Horse Slayer. And it's the one with the biggest distance too. And the only one who's not in range of the Horse Slayer here is Arthur, and he has terrible defense. Right, I need to be careful here then. Or I could simply purge the Horse Slayer and make it completely safe. Yeah, let's do that. Long-range tomes can be effective like this, and normally you need to worry about overusing them, but you can buy them in the post-game, so I'm kind of fine with this. Finally, you gain speed. Okay, that makes things a lot easier. Toxin Lance. Probably use Gilliam here, I guess. I keep forgetting that Rachel can heal. I've just been using her as a complete offensive monster that just slips my mind. Oh, right, she was originally a healer. And she can still do that. Guess I can try and lure them with another summon that can't reach, but oh well. And you're going to have to endure a few arrows of light. But yeah, it was definitely the side quest where you get the ultimate light tome in FE6 that used this gimmick. So let's just try luring you over this side. And do yet more healing. You know, I just realized that provided that you've got a lot of healing staves, this chapter, well, not chapter technically, but like this map is actually pretty good experience for staff users because you've got a guaranteed source of damage here, so you can just keep letting people get hit by the light arrows, and then you gradually just get experience off of healing. But I mean, if you're able to reach this point in the tower, it's likely you don't really need to grind heal. Okay, gotta watch out for that, Lance, because that is actually effective against Kyle, being a great knight. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for a bit. Dead Phantom. I'm pretty sure that was the heavy spear. Good, yes, it was the heavy spear. Because that's also effective against Gilliam. I was hoping that he'd double there. I feel like he's getting a little bit strength screwed for a general. And yeah, what do I say about Marissa having to take a few light arrows? I mean, this was probably their defense mechanism on this. Oh, hey, I can actually do this. Was probably their defense mechanism on this tower to prevent the Sacred Stone from being stolen, but fat lot of good that did them. The Grotto soldiers had enough HP to survive taking 10 damage every couple of turns. And they could only... Well, you finally gained strength, that's good. And they could only afford to have 2 light arrow launchers rather than 1 on every single stairway like that. I'm pretty sure the FE6 map had 1 on every single stairway. Well, I am doubling. And that is a guaranteed kill, but... That's technically not a guaranteed kill, but hopefully it will be. And hilariously, that's actually doing more damage than it would be doing to Gilliam. Or at least equal. Of course, doubling with a hit usually spells automatic death to anything armored. Devil Axe, though. 34 attack. Let's see, 12 speed against Gilliam. Yeah, Gilliam's not going to get doubled. I suppose I can just heal him for a tiny bit. It would be great to see a Devil Axe backfire. That would be amazing. Because it's always great when that happens to the enemy and not to you. I'm going to equip that just to make sure that I have the weapon triangle on my side. Or at least the weapon triangle not on my side. Because it's just going to be completely neutral. And that hammer is also a bad thing for Kyle, so he's just having a bad day here in general. Right, what axe did you have again? Oh, just... I was just talking about what axe you had. Wow, I'm dumb. I was just thinking that it was like a killer axe or something. So you, I need to be careful of you. Not because I'm scared of you, but actually because I don't want you to kill yourself before I've opened that chest. Because that chest contains money. Or at least an item that we can sell for money. And I'd like to get a lot of money before I venture into the ruins, because the ruins are going to be really draining on my supply of weapons. Please backfire. No. Aw. It's kind of a silly dodge animation. I think I've seen a Cyclops dodge before. And that was a pretty high hit rate, too. Okay, time to slay some Cyclopses. That would have definitely doubled if it weren't for it breaking just then. And no need to play that animation. No one's in range. Okay, let's see. You're level 6, you're 5. Oh, Nosferatu doesn't double. That's kind of a shame. could go for an extra 10 yeah, that's still not going to be enough. And you do pretty much exactly as much. Let's go ahead and heal then. You know what would be funny is if the boss moved, if I had Marissa open that chest, the boss attacked her and died to lethality. That would be great. I hope that will happen. Just breaking through your enormous wall of HP. Not quite enough to level up. Still can't believe you can't double these things. Why? Okay, Fran's equipping a lance here is definitely not good. See, not even a Valni can kill you. And longbow, yeah, I knew that would do 0 damage. Well, may as well do this. I mean, a crit's gonna kill anyway, I mean, I need a crit to kill anyway, regardless of what I do. So, yeah, might as well. Okay, there is no way that Franz will kill that thing, which is good, because otherwise the Devil Axe would attack him in the same turn, which would be very bad. Oh, it missing means it can't backfire. And that's definitely putting you into Arto's kill range. If he didn't have this bad speed, he would easily be one-rounding the Cyclopses. Guess 6 and, I mean, Noel would level up just by lightly tapping something anyway, so this is a bit of a waste, but still. We're almost done with this. Soon we'll be hearing the Victory is Near music again, which a lot of people don't seem to like in the comments here, that they think it gets pretty repetitive. I can understand that, but it's kind of a shame because the Path of Radiance Victory is Near theme was really great, and you only hear it for about 5 chapters. For some reason it just stops playing outright in past, like, chapter 8 or something. It's really weird. Some people have actually glitched. But the song is in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so that's good. You can at least hear it there. And at this point, we now just have to basically sit here because I don't want to risk luring that Cyclops before I get this chest. Yet more arrows. And I need to heal Gilliam. Okay, good. Alright, it's not going to lethality itself because it's going to attack from range. That's annoying. But yeah, a blue gem. This chest always contains a blue gem, and I don't need that lockpick anymore, so I might as well get rid of it, even though it's the item that I replaced it with is also useless. But yeah, like I said, you always get a blue gem here, which is worth 5,000 gold. Now let's just test if you move or not. No, you don't seem to move. Okay, that's good. Easy test of whether a boss moves or not is to put a Phantom in their range. If they move, they will almost certainly attack the Phantom. Franz is actually kind of behind us now, which is weird. But let's just go for potential lethality here. Well, that wasn't potential lethality. And didn't get it either that time. You still have a steel sword. Let's go ahead and swap that to Franz because I want him to get maybe a little bit of experience here. Not even a boss theme here. Just kind of a shame. Which means that I don't think you ever hear any of the boss themes again after you've beaten the main story, which is kind of sad because they're all pretty good. Well, that's going to guarantee who he chooses to attack. Might as well heal Gilliam, he's kind of hurting a bit. Yes, we are almost done. And completing the tower will actually unlock one of the songs we're missing in the sound room. It's one of the I think it's like Victory Song A. I get the feeling that it's... Oh, I was about to say that Phantom survived, but no it didn't. But yeah, because a lot of the songs, they play the B version first and then the A version, but it's one of the Victory Song titled songs, and it's for completing either the entire tower or the entire ruins. I guess I could go for a nope. Oh, just another regular critical. I guess the half chance versus bosses is also in play here. Must apply to anything with that little shield icon. 1 damage. And then ironically this has a higher hit rate than the thing that doesn't have weapon triangle disadvantage. Okay, but now Franz can finish it. Let's just get out of here. We've spent way too long in this place anyway. And the ruins are going to be even worse. Much, much worse. So for one, there's 10 maps of the ruins as opposed to 8. And also, they're also much bigger maps and full of all promoted enemies and much stronger. So we get the Angelic Robe there. That boss always... So yeah, this is another one of the songs that we hadn't heard before, that's why I was silent. And I think that Victory fanfare for Congratulations cut off too, but yeah, so we have records here, so the number of monsters on record is the total number of monsters that you've ever killed in the tower, but everything else is just your personal best. So these, I guess, are my personal best for experience. I don't know what units used means. I think it might mean just the number of times that people got deployed, like 8 for each, for each one. I guess that would go down if you did a solo run of this. But anyway, and then there's turns, and then the amount of time that it took, so 3 hours, 39 minutes, wow. And that's not including all of the bios for secret characters, and I'm going to have to give 2 more secret character bios now. Because the moment that we enter our next battle after this, I might as well go ahead and, you know, I might as well save over this, I guess. Yeah, let's save over that. Because our reward for completing the entire tower, we won't actually see it until we next enter a battle. So we can either enter the tower again, or we can go to a skirmish. So once we enter this skirmish, we can now use Ismaya. This is one of my favorite secret characters. She also comes with a Master Seal, which is pretty cool. Also, her joining is the only way that you can obtain the Wind Sword in this game. Ismaya is probably one of my favourite secret characters in this game. Firstly, for being someone that you never really get to see in a combat class during the main story. This is how I expect Ismaya normally fought in the past. The other reason I like her is that her base stats actually aren't that bad by creature campaign bonus character standards. And she has fairly decent growth rates too, so she tends to end up pretty good. She also joins with a Wind Sword, and this is the only way to get one of these in the game, so either abuse the repair glitch, or be very careful with this thing's uses because you won't get another one. She also comes with another Master Seal, which is an extra 10,000 gold if you don't need that, so that's nothing to sneeze at. Really, there's not much else to say about Ismaya. She's a fairly decent sword master. There is one issue I have with her though, and you'll see that once I show her fighting. So yeah, there's that. So now we have 4 secret characters from the tower. Kalak, Orson, Reeve for getting 200 kills, and Ismaya, but there is a 5th character. To unlock her, you have to beat the Tower of Valni 3 times. And I'm sorry, but I'm probably not going to show that on camera because I really don't want to have to do all that just to show one thing. So, I will be showing this secret character's bio right now. Yes, our reward for completing the Tower of Valni 3 times is Selena. And while it's nice to have one of the more sympathetic generals of Grado fighting on our side, Selena, I feel, is nowhere near worth all the effort you have to go through to get her. Apart from speed and resistance, her base stats are pretty terrible for a level 11 Mage Knight. Her growths are alright, I guess. She does have a bizarrely high HP growth and pretty good skill, but I'd rather use just about any other magic user in the game over her. She does start out with good weapon ranks though, that's one thing she has going for her. And she did get a 5% buff to her resistance growth in the English version, so that's, I guess, something. Still, for having to complete the Tower of Valni 3 times to get her, Selena is a pretty underwhelming reward. So yeah, that's that. That's the Tower of Valni and all the rewards that you get from it. Next time, we will be going to... You know what? I may as well... Let me just check the map for a second. I'll retreat out of this, but since we never actually... Like, since Ismaya has a completely unique sprite... You know what? I might as well use all 4 of them. We've never actually seen Ismaya's battle sprite before, so I might as well show it. It's kind of a generic palette, admittedly. I think she doesn't have a unique palette at all, actually, but still. That's Ismaya. I guess I can show off the other bosses. See, look, he's doubling with Aura. Why couldn't you, Arthur? Arthur's supposed to be one of the best magic users in this game, too. Luck just really screwed me over. But yeah, the boss characters all have their unique boss palettes. Or, in the case of Orson, he was actually playable at one point, so he keeps his playable character palette. Even though Creature Campaign Orson is a totally separate character from main story Orson. And, hey, I can actually demonstrate K-Lark attacking too. Unfortunately, none of the awesome Longcoat heroes in this game. Those are just in FE7. I do really like Ismaya though. She might actually be my personal favorite of all of the bonus characters. Just because not only are we getting to see a character who never fought during the main story actually well fight, but her stats are also not bad by bonus character standards. She also comes with some pretty cool items. I might as well demo the Windsword, although we have seen Carlisle using it already. No, the Windsword can't actually finish that thing off. But I guess I can show the Windsword against this spider. It's actually got the same animation as Excalibur, thanks to the fact that Excalibur is the only wind magic that's, well, technically it's not the only wind magic that exists in this game, but it's the only one that's actually obtainable. But anyway, with that, I'll end this part, and next time we will be showing the Lagdo Ruins, so see you then.